Howdy folks, I'm Chipper Common Wood Nymph, comfortably crouching on cozy cedars.
I'm Amber.
And here are more cozy cedars for us to crouch upon. And you know why we do it? Because we're special bugs that don't mind the smell of cedar. That's what it boils down to. That's really it. Let's get started. Oh, and folks, we have a live stream coming up on Friday. Can you believe it? We're getting pretty close to it. For more information, please see the end of the video where we have some times listed. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Will I Be a Jerk If I Told My Brother That My Sister-in-Law Goes to Narcotics Anonymous? I'm a 22-year-old female and I was cat-sitting for my sister-in-law, a 25-year-old female, and brother, a 25-year-old male, last weekend. They have this one cat that gets nervous and likes to hide under their bed, and I just wanted to check to make sure that the cat was okay. Well, when I was checking under the bed, I found a photo box. I thought it would just be memory stuff and was curious, so I opened it up, but it was filled with Narcotics Anonymous key tags and literature. I guess that I knew that my sister-in-law was a little bit wild in her past, but I did not imagine this. I knew that she was arrested at one point, and I heard stories about her more wild days from my brother. When my brother first introduced her to us, she was wearing an ankle monitor. She really turned her life around though. Well, she volunteers and knits hats and mittens for the homeless. She's a social worker, I think, and my family adores her. I guess I'm just shocked with what I found. I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. I still think that my brother should know, but I don't know if he does. On one hand, if I tell him and he already knows, it would seem like I may be trying to damage the relationship somehow, or that I'm just really snoopy. On the other hand, if he doesn't know, he could just help her and know, in case something happens. I just don't want to damage my relationship with either of them. Will I be the jerk if I told my brother that my sister-in-law goes to Narcotics Anonymous? Sorry for the throwaway account. I don't want anyone to find out who my sister-in-law is for her privacy. All right, folks, what do you think?
Yes, Major, you're the jerk, OP. I mean, first of all, do not snoop into other people's possessions under their beds. Like, well, not period, don't snoop in their possessions, but especially in someone's bedroom, you should expect that they keep things that are very private and not meant for prying eyes. But secondly, nothing OP found is concerning. Like, it shows that, yes, sister-in-law is in recovery, but that's not a bad thing. That's actually a very good thing, and you know, she's probably just keeping track of all her progress she's made. You know, it's like a little reminder of how far she's come. And first of all, OP's brother presumably knows, like, if it's in their shared bedroom, but even if not, it's not OP's place to tell him. It's not like some horrible thing that's going to have any kind of impact on him.
I mean, this isn't hidden under the floorboards, right? I mean, it's hidden underneath the bed. And I kind of want to, bounce off the point you said of, like, going into someone's bedroom and looking at boxes underneath their bed is a fundamentally bad idea, right? There's going to be things, potentially things in a box like that could be embarrassing to all parties if found, right?
Right. Well, and I find OP's excuse, oh, I thought they were family photos, to be really flimsy. Like, most people do not keep their family photos in a box under their bed. Like, there are so many other things I would think of before that. OP, you wanted to snoop. You're just making excuses to cover your tracks. We all can see it.
I mean, I guess my advice for OP is to kind of forget about this. If they, if there were some reason to worry about the brother's, like, safety or the sister-in-law's safety, then I could think that this would be a good idea. But given that it's underneath the bed, and the cat commonly hides underneath that bed, what are the odds that the brother hasn't seen the random box sitting underneath the bed at some point in time, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure he must know about this at this point in time.
So, OP, start working on minding your own business.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Big Tree says, you're the jerk just for this. But yeah, if you do anything else with that information, you would be even more of a jerk. And SR Raven says, when snooping around in a box under their bed and somehow thinks that the brother doesn't know, there's no good way to spin this, and it's because OP is such a jerk. And Stable 1970 says, but wait, let's just go through this logically. They have a cat that likes to hide under the bed, so there's just no way that he wouldn't have ever come across that box that's just sitting under his bed that his cat likes to hide under. Shaking my head, the proof that common sense isn't all that common. And Potter Squash says, "You're the jerk. How dare you go through someone's hidden photo box while pet sitting?" And Queen Kylie 97 says, "Especially a box hidden under the bed. It could have been anything there, and you're just trying to justify it. Yuck." And Slap a Frap says, "You're the jerk. You're young and naive. Just because she goes to Narcotics Anonymous doesn't mean that it's that bad. That's you making stuff up in your head. What you need to know is that those keychains represent milestone markers for her sobriety. You go 1 month, you get a keychain. 6 months, another. You get a pretty cool one after a year, and so on and so forth. What you found was her trophy box, not something that she's trying to hide. Why would you want to stir up drama? Unless you don't like her that much and want to put dirt on her. And if you say that you don't want to put dirt on her, then why are you asking here if you should?" Edit ad, "Do you really think that your brother doesn't know about this? I mean, really, sounds more like a personal agenda to me." All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, "Am I a jerk for yelling at my husband about an old box of letters and photos?" I'm a 44-year-old female, and I have a box at the top of my closet full of old letters from when a good friend of mine went on a mission for 2 years. Notes from friends and exes, cards, pictures, and wedding invitations to people I forgot their names, and movie ticket stubs, etc. from middle school, high school, and college, and shortly after. Some are happy memories, and some are not so happy, but memories nonetheless. I haven't gone through this box in probably 20 years. It just lives in my closet, and in all of my moves over the last 25 years, it just comes along. There's nothing to hide in it. It's just old memories and dumb stuff from middle school / high school, and kids writing each other, and letters that a missionary sent to his friends for 2 years. Well, yesterday I come home to find my husband going through it and reading everything. At first I laughed and I said, "Find anything interesting?" Then I noticed that he made a mess out of it. It is organized by person and middle, high school, and college, etc. Everything was all mixed up. Letters weren't put back in envelopes, etc. I got mad and I told him not to touch my stuff if he was just going to make a mess of it. He said that he just wanted to see what was so important that I kept it for over 25 years and he was going to put it away. So I asked him if he knew what envelope belonged with each letter and what ticket and picture belonged to who. He got mad and told me that it didn't really matter. I told him to get out of my face and let me put it back together. Now he's mad because it's just old letters and pictures. Am I the jerk for yelling at my husband for making a mess of an old box of letters and pictures? He thinks I am. All right, folks, what do you think?
No, absolutely not the jerk. He had no right to go through them. Like, if he was that curious, he could have asked you if it was okay, and you two could have gone through it together. But to tear apart OP's box like that, destroying the organizational system and mixing up things like so that OP won't even necessarily know where they go anymore, is just such an uncool thing to do. And then to dismiss it like, oh, well, it's just pictures and whatnot. Like, these are childhood memories. And it doesn't matter if they have no significance to OP's husband, they have significance to OP. And for that reason, they are important and valuable.
I mean, if he was so curious, why didn't he ask to go through it with OP?
I mean, I think he was snooping because he was trying to find something.
Yeah, I think he's trying to find something, and I think that he is looking for dirt on OP, plain and simple, for whatever reason. This doesn't sound like a healthy relationship. It sounds like, especially with him like dismissing OP here, right? And being like, well, why is it so important? Why isn't it important? Like, people hold on to mementos all the time. Some are older than 25 years, right? And
Right.
like, you could have articles of clothing that are older than 25 years. It doesn't mean that there's something incriminating about those articles of clothing, right?
Right. Well, it sounds like he's jealous. Why has OP held on to this box for 25 years? Is she harboring feelings for the boy she had a crush on in middle school?
Yeah. I just think it's absurd. I think that he needs to grow up and get a life and not snoop on OP. And also put stuff back where they belong. It doesn't even sound like OP was cared so much that he was going through the box.
Right. She was just upset because he had ruined her organizational system.
Yeah. So let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Mission Honeydew 2209 says he was looking for something. Has he been unfaithful and is looking for a way to share the blame? Ideas like this don't spring from Zeus's forehead. Something made him suddenly need to see what's in those letters. The fact that he took zero care with their order and left a mess is a huge red flag. Edit to add, not the jerk. And Aid Lucas says, yep, She doesn't say how long they've been together, but it's weird he's suddenly interested now. He's looking for evidence. And OP replies, married for 5 months, together for a total of 5 years. That's a little concerning there. And Mission Honeydew 2209 says, and he's never shown interest in it before. Some random Thursday, after 5 years, and he decided to go through that box and make a complete mess of it while justifying it as some letters and pictures. Please tell me that you can see that this doesn't pass the sniff test. And OP replies, he's asked about the box, and I told him what's in the box. Why on a random Thursday, while I was at a meeting for my kid's high school band, he felt the need to go through it? I have no clue. I mean, if you want the real gossip on middle school or high school, for me, call my friend of 32 years. She loves telling people our ridiculous stories, that a movie ticket doesn't tell the story. The person who was there knows why I saved the ticket and the story. And OP replies to the main thread, no, I'm not aware of it. I don't know what he's going to find in a box of 20-plus-year-old things. Sure, there are some letters from a guy that I had a weird history with, but even those are 20 years old. And I haven't spoken to the said guy in like 10 years. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Today I Messed Up by Accidentally Helping to Out My Cousin's Baby Daddy's Secret Second Family at Her Baby Shower. This actually happened last month, and half my family is still not speaking to me. So I'm a 20-year-old female, and I was invited to my cousin Rachel, a 27-year-old female's baby shower. It was a big deal for our first baby from all the cousins, huge party, whole extended family there. Rachel's boyfriend Jason had apparently been with her for a little over 2 years, though I'd never met him in person. He traveled a lot for work, or so we were told. Well, anyways, Rachel is opening gifts, people are mingling, and I decided to head inside and grab a cupcake. While I was filling up a plate, I noticed the front door swings open. I didn't know who this woman was marching into my cousin's house, but she looked like she owned the home and joint. She just walked right in, so I assumed that she was close with Rachel. I'm a nosy person, so I casually say, "Hi, are you a friend of Rachel's?" She said, "Who is Rachel? I'm here for Jason, my husband." I laughed, thinking that it was a joke, and said something like, "Oh, you're the wife? Super awkward since his girlfriend's out back opening onesies." It was probably different then, I don't know, but I low-key kind of blocked it out. But she doesn't laugh. In fact, her face goes cold. Long story short, she really is his wife, or was, I guess. This woman calmly walks over to the gift table and just stands there staring at Jason. He goes white. Rachel notices. The vibe shifts hard. And then right in front of everyone, she says, "So this is where you've been flying off to every other weekend." Cue the screaming, crying, and one aunt fainted. Not really. Jason tried to deny it until she literally pulled it up on her phone. Wedding photos and the kids. 3. The youngest is 5 months old. Rachel leaves with my mom and the aunt to our house. Someone threw a mimosa at Jason, and I slowly slid my plate of cupcakes away from the chaos and went home to check on my cousin. I later found out that Rachel dumped him, blocked half of the family who knew somehow, and has moved in with her mom. Jason's wife hopefully filed for divorce the same week, and half my family, I think the ones who knew, literally somehow, thinks that it's my fault for letting Jason's wife walk in and crash the party. Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, first of all, it sounds like she was going to get in the house one way or the other. OP didn't even do anything, just was like, oh, ha, ha, trying to be funny. Like, yeah, maybe it was an off-color joke, but like, OP is not the one who's cheating. OP is not the one who's covering for a cheater. Like, Jason's in the wrong. The family members who are covering for him are in the wrong. But I mean, that's where the blame lies.
Yeah, I don't know who would cover for this guy and why. Maybe they knew Jason before or were friends with him as well and like were aware of this. I don't know why people do certain things.
I mean, it just seems like they're mad that they were found out and have gotten cut off, but
Yeah.
like, they're not good friends to Rachel if they knew that she was in a relationship with a married man and she had no idea.
Yeah, well, I think that this is a terrible situation. I feel so bad for her. Jason's not a very good individual. I mean, it sounds like he's been very busy if he's already has a 5-month and now he's going to have another young child.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, I guess, just don't know how to be content with, their partners here. And I mean, that's a really sad situation. Like, if he didn't want a monogamous relationship, then he needed to be very upfront about that before entering a monogamous relationship, right? So this is, the fact that he is kind of being a coward about, what he wants out of relationships. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to be interested in that kind of relationship, and maybe that's why, someone like this does this. But clearly, he is kind of just a bad person in that respect. I don't know what else to say. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Today I Messed Up by Cleaning Out My Aunt's House. Won't believe what I found. So some backstory. My aunt passed away 2 weeks ago, and she was pretty all around a solid person. She didn't have anything weird or abnormal about her as far as I know. We attended the funeral, and it was super sad, and we miss her, of course. I spoke to my mother, and we believed it would be best for us to clean out her house and not make the other family members have to do so since she lived alone. When we were cleaning up in the bedroom, we found a loose tile. We were curious, but not much, and started working on the furniture. And at one point, I tripped over it, and angrily, I kind of pounded the floor. Childish, I know, and when I did, I noticed the tile shift as if it were in a freaking movie. Well, I moved the title, and I found a ton of stuff. Videotapes and magazines and adult entertainment to start with, and I'm talking about everything. One was labeled feet, and one was labeled daddy. I also found some weapons, ammunition, knives, and if it wasn't weird enough, we found what looks to be some small canisters. We also found some bottles of vodka from 30 plus years ago that were still full, and even a decent amount of cash. What did we even do? What did I even find? Was my aunt some kind of secret agent? Was she some murderer? Or was this something that she didn't even know was there? Couldn't it be because it was so obvious? I don't know. What should I do? Today I messed up and I need to share a story somewhere. Edit. Some FAQ from the comments. Pictures? I will post some pictures tomorrow. Didn't expect to get this much traction. It happened about 3 or 4 hours ago. We are 12 hours from home, so staying in a hotel. You can imagine that I was freaked out when this happened. We're going back tomorrow, and I'm going to take pictures of everything and updating. Could this be a prank? Maybe, but this would be a good prank. Never thought of it. I'll check the cache tomorrow and at least watch one of the tapes just to see. Could it be my uncle? It could be. Uncle Randy was a little bit of a no-good Nelly Sam sometimes. Maybe he was just spanking it sometimes behind her back. Edit 2, I will continue to edit this post and put the best questions here because you guys have encouraged me to dig into this more. I will also be making an update post tomorrow as promised. I'm heading to bed soon. Big day of cleaning more of the house and seeing if I find anything else. We'll take pictures of anything else I find to post along with the stuff that I already mentioned. So if I stop responding to the comments, that's why, but now I'm trying to address as many people as I can. And at 3, the last update of the night. Officially done responding to comments for tonight, so I'm not ignoring you. I just need to sleep. Tomorrow, when I go back, around 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, I will get more pictures and post as much of an update as I can. Appreciate all the info and ideas people have given me. I am also going to watch one of the tapes, not all the way through, obviously, just going to pop it in to see if it's actually what it is, or if it's a prank like some people said it was. Alright folks, what do you think?
I mean, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, we did go through OP's post history and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they have not posted any updates or any additional information on this. I guess we'll keep an eye on it and hope that OP does eventually post something. But yeah, this was like 2 days ago when this was posted, so
Not looking promising.
yeah, not looking great. I think it's an interesting story. It's hard to kind of speculate what's going on here because, like, who knows, right? If OP's aunt is a individual who, was kind of straight-laced, I would expect this probably to be Randy instead of her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this is a mess up on OP's part. I mean, sometimes when you're going through people's houses, you find stuff that was unexpected, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just really what it boils down to. And, you can't really know for sure. You can only speculate about what you found. And so, this doesn't really change anything that you know about your aunt or Randy for that matter, right? Like, because this could just be something that was in the house when they moved in, for all you know. This could be like something that's been there for forever, right?
So it's a secret all along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, sometimes during Prohibition, for instance, there were little stashes and stuff like that that people had of alcohol and stuff like that. So, I mean, not that it sounds like this was the case here,
Yeah.
but, um, you know, it's hard to say why somebody would hide. I mean, she's living alone by herself, right? If she's been living alone by herself for this long, why would she even have a little cache like this, right?
I don't know. Some people like having the privacy, like they have safes and stuff.
Well, yeah, but why not put it in a safe at that point in time then, right? Or was she just expecting no one to ever come across this period, right? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but who knows? Who knows? But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What might you get if you cross a Sesame Street Big Eater with an all-seeing sweet?
A Sesame Street Big Eater?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you probably would get some kind of cosmic horror. Like if it's eating all of Sesame Street, I mean, I feel bad for the characters on Sesame Street, not Elmo, but especially not after the other day of what Elmo said and did. No, not bad at all about Elmo. But I mean, like everyone else, yeah,
I have no idea what's going on. I heard something about Elmo's Twitter getting hacked, but
that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know what it actually said or anything.
Oh, it went on a anti-Semitic rant.
Oh.
Not so good. Not so good, Elmo. Bad Elmo.
Fortune cookie monster.
Oh, I get it now.
And it's National it's National Fortune Cookie Day and National Ice Cream Day.
So go find yourself some fortune cookies and crush them up and throw them into ice cream and have yourself some fortune cookie ice cream. And I have Earl Grey. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy special Sunday, folks. And you know what makes it special? You do, and Amber does too.
And Brian does too.
Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on secrets.
Don't snoop into other people's possessions, and also don't keep a secret family.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye!